What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today here on Motorfest, I did want to discuss something that I was noticing people talking about in the Discord, and I was going back and forth with people, having a pretty interesting conversation about the next theme of what Season 8 could be. And one of the things that did end up coming up that I did mention is, what if it was going to be a Chase Squad Volume 2? I am really curious to see what the comments on this are going to say. Like, what do you guys think if they did end up doing this? And a lot of people might be like, Block, what do you mean a Volume 2? How would that even work, bro? We already have the regular rivals and stuff like that from the first Chase Squad. Well, the way they could end up doing this is very simple. They could end up taking a full-on off-road approach because, as you all know, we are going to have the Volt Hunter like the Hummer. We're also then going to have the Ram and the Ford as well in Rally Raid, and we also are going to have the Volt Hunter that is the rally car. So I do feel like they could easily have something along the lines of the off-road side to this, and I gotta admit, if they were to end up taking this route, I'm not really sure how the community would take it. The reason for that is when I did end up mentioning something about the Year 3 pass and stuff like that being Chase Squad Volume 2, people are like, oh no, please, no, don't do that. I am going to lose my stuff if they end up doing that. I really hope they don't do it. And, well, I kind of think it would be odd for them to take that initial route because they all do know that a lot of people like the Chase Squad, but the way it was designed and, like, the price point of the Year 3 pass with it was honestly pushing a lot of people away. So maybe they won't take that exact same route. Maybe it will be something different, but I gotta admit, if we do end up seeing a full-on off-road Chase Squad thing, I'm honestly going to be pretty surprised, man. I feel like it is possible if they do end up taking the route of the Chase Squad thing. Maybe they want to have the off-road vehicles. Then again, if we end up getting a bunch of off-road vehicles with that exact same livery design of all the other Chase Squad vehicles, I don't know how people are going to take that, because a lot of people don't even like the liveries. They wish they could remove them, which honestly, that would have been pretty dope if we could have. Now, the thing is, if they were to add something like this, I gotta admit right off the bat, there's something they have to do, bro. If we are going to have something like the Rivals again, which honestly, I wouldn't doubt it, and we all do know there's like an entire rumor apparently of like the other island or something coming in the map, which honestly, I could probably see that being added, but maybe next year. I would be surprised if they do end up adding that this year. The one thing I did want to mention, though, is everybody can agree here, guys. We are going to have the Rivals that you can chase here in the Chase Squad update. Again, this is pretty much going to be a $30 playlist, so I do understand why a lot of people don't want to do it. And that's also why I think if they do end up adding a Volume 2 version of this, and that would probably not be the best decision they could probably do, because it seems like a lot of people do not want to deal with a Volume 2 version of the Chase Squad. But this is kind of like a prediction type of video of wondering what they are going to do. I did see something along the lines of like an entire F1 update or something like that. But again, if we're not going to have a bunch of new racetracks and stuff like that, that update is probably not going to work. Now, the thing I did want to mention here about the Rivals, though, is again, guys, I do understand where you could chase them or race them and stuff like that. You guys will see all the different ones here, like the Claw Blades. You'll see the Diamond Fangs and all that. One thing I really wish they would have did is, instead of having all of these cars pretty much the same ones you can chase and race, I kind of wish the Chase Squad would have had different ones in here. Like, for example, maybe we could have got undercover variants of all the Chase Squad vehicles in here, different ones of them that were going to be the boss vehicles. Like, yeah, have the other cars for like the Night Stalkers, keep all those in there, but have the boss vehicles being like, I don't know, undercover versions of those said chase vehicles with like no liveries, maybe special lights, take the big light bar off the car or something like that, and maybe have something along the lines of like a corrupt undercover agent or something like that, so maybe the car's not going to have a livery or something. I don't know, I feel like there's probably a lot of different ideas they could have did with this that would have made the entire Chase Squad more interesting. And this is also why I think a lot of people are probably like, well, I really don't want to see a second version of this as the first one. Yeah, like, people did end up getting it, and people are going to be playing in it. Like, if I head down to the event here and check the leaderboard, you guys are going to see 217,000 people are ranked. So yeah, a lot of people did end up doing the entire thing, or at least getting the said update, I would say. Even though it's probably not going to be the numbers they thought and stuff like that, I would probably say people did end up getting it. And I feel like they probably could have made this update a lot better, which I did end up talking about in an older video. But I really do feel like having something along the lines of maybe having the undercover agents would have been dope. And that kind of brings me into the next one, though. Like, if they did end up doing a full-on focused off-road Chase Squad, I really do wonder how the community would take that trailer and stuff, man. Like, I do understand we're probably going to be seeing something about year three, most likely within the next month and a half or so. I would probably think they're going to be showing something about it somewhere, as season 8 is going to be approaching probably fairly quick. And everyone's like, all right, so what are we doing for year three, or what big thing do they have planned? I would probably say for year three, it's going to have to be a big update. A lot of people are wondering the theme. Do let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think is the theme of the update? And what do you guys really think they should do to make this game, or at least get this game in a better place? If I'm going to come out and say right now, I'm sure you guys all did see the PvP video. I would probably say add new PvP events, really get that stuff situated. If we end up getting to Season 8, bro, and there's not going to be a single PvP thing, I honestly am not going to have that many thoughts. And if we do end up seeing a Chase Squad Volume 2 that is fully off-road on that new island, that would be absolutely wild. When I did end up saying that in the Discord a few weeks ago, I laughed to myself, but I was like, yo, no. I could see something like this being possible, and I feel like if they did end up doing it, I really don't know how the fan base would take it, man. I do know the Chase Squad thing, a lot of people are like, you know what, Ivory Tower, I know you guys are trying to do, like, the police thing, but this is also another police update in the Crew Motorfest. We had one in the Crew 2, we had one in the Crew 1, and I am going to admit the Calling All Units update for me was probably going to be a heck of a lot better than the Chase Squad. We obviously can't go back in and try, Calling All Units now for obvious reasons, but that was probably one of my favorite updates compared to this one. We did end up having the entire Vault Hunter thing. That was going to be in the Crew 2. You had the other police type of cars in there and stuff. So yeah, we're going to have another Chase Squad thing here in Motorfest. That's also kind of why I don't think they're going to do a Volume 2 version of it, because honestly, guys, that would make absolutely no sense to me. But with that, though, it really does rise a question with me, or I guess you could say rise, tomato, tomato, I don't know, man. But either way, I do kind of wonder what they are going to do with Season 8. We all do know this season has to be a banger, and the reason for that is Season 7 for a lot of players is one of the most boring updates so far. I have been noticing the player counts going down, and not only the summits, but the timeline thing. So yeah, they are going to have to come out and do something big for Season 8, at least I think they will. And before anyone does say, I'm also going to be very curious on the overall theme they are going to be choosing on Season 8. And I do feel like taking the entire approach of like a big off-road like Chase Squad Volume 2 thing is going to be a very odd one for that matter. And I kind of feel like people might not be the biggest fan of it, especially if that entire thing is going to be locked behind a yearly pass, which we all do know we're probably going to be getting another one of those. And the other reason why I did want to discuss this a bit is I'm sure a lot of you probably did end up seeing the video I did on why Motorfest does frustrate me. And you know what? I feel like a lot of people are probably going to be in a similar boat because this game does have mad potential. But with that, a lot of us are wondering what they do have in store for Season 8. And also in Year 3 and beyond, because we all do know this game has at least another year or so of updates, and possibly longer than that, man. This game might have 2 more years of updates, and people are probably wondering which direction it's going to take. We all do know Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming, and obviously Forza Horizon 6. We all did see the numbers on Forza Horizon 5 with the insane 3+ million PlayStation people. So I would probably say they're most likely going to try to come out with a banger, have a really dope update with a lot of changes players have been asking for, hopefully fixes on top of all of that stuff. But do let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. What do you guys predict in Season 8 and Year 3? On top of that, what do you think Season 8 and Year 3 is going to need for this game to really get on the right track and hopefully get to where this game's potential truly is at? Because honestly, I really do want to see Motorfest do great. I want to see this game really get closer to its potential and also a lot more people enjoy it. And I feel like with some tweaks and changes and things the community has been asking for, there is no reason why this game can't actually get there. But to be honest, right now with the decisions being made, it really does make me wonder. And I'm really hoping Season 8 and beyond is going to be an absolute banger of updates. And hopefully we're going to see some long-awaited changes that people have been asking for. And on top of that, probably some fixes like a leaderboard reset.